But I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared to take a platform and say foreigners must go home. I would rather not be a president of South Africa. I'll be a president of my children at home. We'll practice cabinet there. No, I don't want. I must go and tell these hungry Zimbabweans to live here. And when I tell them to leave, I send them to where? To die.
In life, you do everything possible to bring about change. For the past 10 years, the economic freedom fighters have been on the front lines of this battle in South Africa. This is the sad story of the EFF. Founded in 2013, the EFF has established ground forces in every corner of South Africa. Their policies and manifesto are broadly progressive, aimed at dismantling white monopoly capital, eradicating the legacies and ills of apartheid, and ensuring equality for all South Africans. Under the leadership of Julius Malema, the EFF advocates for the equitable distribution of land and wealth. Their commitment to social justice and economic freedom has resonated with many, especially the youth. The EFF has not only focused on political change, but has also been active on the ground. They have identified organizations in need, such as old age homes and shelters for children and disabled people, providing renovations, donations, and essential supplies. They have built houses for the poor, intervened in higher education to ensure that students from disadvantaged backgrounds can gain admission, and stood up against exploitations of workers by company bosses. The EFF's influence is evident in their electoral victories, particularly in student representative council across South African tertiary institutions. Yeah, I've been going through Twitter to try and understand what could have happened, why the EFF couldn't do well in these elections. After spending so much time going around and all the work they've been doing, and now come MK Party in less than 6 months and take them on. What could have happened? I've been going through Twitter, and most of the people are saying the EFF is losing this election because of the open border policy. That is the big elephant in the room for the EFF. Most South Africans are rejecting the EFF because of this border policy. But the way I understand it, this issue has been explained in many, in many of their interviews, that they're not saying people just need to come to South Africa without, documents. And if you look at the current situation, it is not the responsibility of the EFF to close borders. It is the responsibility of the governing party. So, but yet, the people who are commenting on Twitter, they are saying the EFF is being punished for the open border policies. And EFF is not in government and has not, implemented that policy. So what could be the cause of, EFF being rejected by voters? Can you share your views on the comment section? I just want to understand, is this the end of the EFF? Another significant initiative is the Andrew Tatane Cleaning Campaign, named after the Free State activist who was tragically killed by the SAPS during a protest for water. This campaign, championed by the EFF, focuses on community cleanliness and improving living conditions, honoring Tatane's legacy and continuing his fight for basic human rights. Yet, despite all these efforts, the EFF faces rejection during national elections by the very same people that strive to emancipate. So what's next for the EFF? Do they give up the fight, or do they keep soldiering on, hoping that one day people will see the light? Will they still have the energy to continue this relentless battle for justice and equality?
When the EFF talks about regional integration, They bastardize it like, open border, that when we take over, you're going to open the border immediately. No, you wouldn't. Even in our manifesto, that we deliberately use the word gradual, because that has to be in conversation with citizens of other countries. It has to be in conversation with these common programs of economic stability. But already, we depend so much on the region for our water. Here in Johannesburg, the water comes from Lesotho. We have a big electricity problem. The Mozambicans have electricity. They've got gas, they can give us electricity. There's so much that can happen. And if we do not start in the interest of stabilizing the continent, we'll always have people coming to knock at the door. We'll never have peace. The United States ignoring of the Hispanic world, of Mexico, for an example. They've got the largest, most powerful border control in the world. It hasn't saved them from that particular immigration problem. Had the United States conceptualized its economic strategy the way it did with its relationship with Canada, had it not been racist in relation to the Mexicans, there would be stability, there would be the same type of regional integration that you see in Europe, that you see in North America, in relation to them, for an example, in Canada. So if the developmental trajectory is not in the interest of regional stability, we're just living on a ticking time bomb. We've got to develop, because our economic success in the immediate depends those factories producing products, not for ourselves. We're just 60 million as a small market. We can go into the continent, sell our products. There's still markets that will be open to South Africa, the Arab market, the Russian markets, as well as some of the East Asian markets. They'll still be, willing to take products from South Africa.
I've looked at the results of Limpopo. Limpopo is one of the poorest provinces with, bad roads, infrastructure, things are bad in Limpopo. But the last time I look, the ANC is at 73%. It's the one province which the ANC, it's the highest, has performed very well, is performing very well. I commend provinces like KZN and Mpumalanga and also Gauteng. They are, making their vote count. They look at what the ANC is doing for them and then respond. Unlike provinces like the Eastern Cape and the Limpopo, they just, continue voting for the same party regardless of what the performance of that party. So you ask yourself, what's happening with these people? They don't see that the ANC doesn't care. The only thing they care about is themselves.
Julius Malema and the EFF want to bring change to these communities, but the voters don't want that change, as they are accustomed to being disrespected. Even the president doesn't seem to care about what these people are going through. Check this clip. In these clips, the ANC is preventing an EFF councillor from unblocking the clogged sewer system. You have to wonder why people will want to live in this kind of conditions.
Balinda ngomonde kwelinye icala lomlambo ukuqinisekisa ukuba abantwana babo bawela ngononophelo. Abantwana bahamba iiyure ezimbini nangaphezulu imihla nezolo besiya esikolweni. Ngokufumana imvume kubazali, bancokole nathi ngobunzima abathubeleza phantsi kwabo kuba benxanelwe imfundo.
Sivuka ngofo, sizofika esikhulula lapha emlanjeni, sikhulule zonke bese siwela, sifike ucala sinxibe, sifike esikolweni ngo-7, sifike sithandaze, sibe sesingena eziklasini. Masibona ba kungathi kuyanetha bese sicela principal wethu ba xolo miso siyaze sicalele nangomlambo, sicela ke sigodu wathi principal masigodu. Bese sibuya ke ngobe futhi sikhulule okanye simenyezwe ke umuntu omdala athi masiyeke ukuwela.
Giving up is not an option. We will continue to fight for economic freedom and justice for all South Africans. Our struggle is far from over. This was one of the messages I received from one of the fighters. The EFF's journey is a testament to their unwavering dedication. Whether they gain political power or not, their impact on South African social and economic landscape is undeniable. Join us in understanding the EFF's journey and their vision for a better South Africa. Thank you for watching, and if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so now. Thank you and take care.
And then EFF